from the shadow, lost in the night. Gotta be brave and have no fear. Fighting for the fight.
What is going on, guys? My name is T-Bretz, and today we are back with another Black Ops 2 gameplay where I'm going to be talking about a little thing called the butterfly effect, which is basically just how people affect your life. So it's not really going to be about you having control over your life, but more about how other people control you and affect your life in positive and negative ways. So I'll give you an example, just kind of like a theoretical example, and then I'll go into one kind of personal story about how something worked out in my life or didn't work out in my life concerning this sort of event. And I don't know if I'll turn this into a series, hopefully, if you guys like it enough that I might. And before we get into the first story, I'm going to put some gameplay, not gameplay, I'm going to put a video on screen right now of me flying my Hubsan drone up in the air pretty high above my neighborhood. It should be pretty cool. I'll let that play on screen beside the gameplay so you can just see it. It's pretty cool. I get it pretty high. Unfortunately, I lost it today, so not the greatest thing, but yeah, hopefully it works out and we'll find it. But yeah, so here's our story. Basically, we're going to have two men, Man A and Man B. Man A is a rich guy with a big house that lives on the west side. He drives a Beamer, and he's got a sports car, and he works at a law firm. And then you got Man B, who lives in like a double wide. He's a little shady, but not too bad. He drives a Ford POS and works at the Burger King across town. So these are two completely different people, and their lives will both get just crazy in a minute here, just because of a random coincidence that just happened to affect both of them. So Man A is getting for work. He's the rich guy, so Man A is getting ready for work. He's eating his cereal, he's watching a bit of TV, getting caught up on the news, and he decides that on this particular occasion, he's going to drive his sports car to work. So he gets in his, let's say, Ferrari, and he starts on his way. He gets on the highway, and he's ready to go to work. So he's getting on the highway, driving to work, and this is happening at the same time that Man B is also, he's a little late getting out of the house, not having the greatest day, so he's a little reckless, not the best way to get behind the wheel of a car. You kind of want to have like a clear mind, not think about anything when you're behind the wheel, but that's besides the point. So this guy's kind of angry. He's going to have a little bit of road rage. He's driving down the highway pretty quickly in his car. And yeah, he was late getting out of the house, didn't eat a breakfast at all. He's just like driving, trying to get to his Burger King job, and they both have this little collision. It's not too bad, but it's enough where they have to call the cops. So we'll just call it like a pretty bad fender bender. So like maybe one of the bumpers from the other person's car is just like wrecked, like it's coming off, and it's bad enough where they have to call the cops and get them to come over. So basically, Man A is now late to work. He's about an hour late, an hour behind schedule, just because Man B was kind of not having the greatest day and crashed into him, and now he's going to be late getting to work. So we're not going to focus on Man B now. Man A is our main story. So he's driving to work. He gets to work, and his boss is just absolutely pissed at him. He is so mad because he's been late. He wasn't here for an hour. He missed his case that he had in the morning, and so the boss decides to fire him. So he's like, the boss is a total hard ass. He just decides to fire him. So Man A is now fired. He loses his job, and as he's packing up his things, he just leaves. So he's packing up his stuff, gets all his stuff out of the law firm, and takes it down to his car. So he's walking down to his car. It is kind of like it's like almost at night, and he decides to take the quicker way to get to his car, which is through this kind of shady alleyway, and some guy is standing there, and he just comes out and decides to rob him. So while he's robbing Man A, the guy robs him, takes his money, and then shoots him and leaves. So Man A is now dead mostly because of Man B, which is kind of interesting to think about. It's called the butterfly effect, and that's basically what this was about, is that you don't really have that much control over your life. You may think you do. Man A had a great morning. He was totally in control, did everything he possibly could in his power to get to work on time and do well. But because of Man B's recklessness and bad behavior, he has killed Man A in a sense. It's not him physically that killed him, but let's just say he definitely had a significant part that affected Man A's life in a negative way. So now that we've talked about this theoretical situation, that kind of could happen in a sense, and you could think that it's like not a great thing. But yeah, we're gonna move on to a real story that I personally had, which actually is interwound with this YouTube channel. So when I was about, let's say, probably like 8 or 9, maybe 10-ish, somewhere around there, I went over to my friend's house for the very first time. Not for the very first time, but for the very first time, we played Call of Duty, which I'd never played before, and I believe it was a pretty early Call of Duty. Like, we hadn't played it, and he just decided that's what we were going to do that day. So we started playing Call of Duty, and I thought it was pretty cool, and I thought it was cool enough to the point where, I mean, I didn't really like it a whole lot, but I wanted to play with this friend, so I decided that I was going to go buy myself an Xbox 360, which I guess it probably wasn't the best idea. I was just like spontaneously like, oh, well, let's go get an Xbox 360. So I just decided that that's basically what got me my Xbox 360, which was basically my first real console. I had a Wii before that, but it wasn't really, if you guys know, the Wii isn't really like a hardcore gaming console. It's more of just like an entertainment system. So the first real console I got was the Xbox 360, and I actually didn't get Call of Duty right away. I had Halo. So I got this Halo game, and I was playing that a little bit, and I actually didn't have Xbox Live at all, which was, I mean, I couldn't play online, so I was basically playing bots and stuff, but eventually I got to the point where I thought, why not try to take this to the next level and get a little more serious about it. So I decided to get Xbox Live and start playing Call of Duty, like, online with real people, and I sucked so much, but I really wanted to play with this friend and become good, so I just decided to kind of like stick with it and keep going. And yeah, so I've been playing Call of Duty pretty much ever since then. My first Call of Duty was World at War, then I moved to Modern Warfare 2, then Modern Warfare or Black Ops 1, then Modern Warfare 3, then Black Ops 2, then Ghosts, and now here we are at Advanced Warfare. So I mean, that's just like, and yeah, then I created my YouTube channel basically based off of Advanced Warfare, which is pretty interesting to think about, because if that friend had not introduced me to the Xbox 360 and Call of Duty, this YouTube channel wouldn't be happening. I would not be talking to you right now in this commentary. So that's really cool to think about, that basically because of one person and one thing that they did, just one like basic thing that they did to kind of influence me, that's the reason all of this is happening right now. So that's basically the whole kind of episode that I wanted to talk to you guys about today. I hope you enjoyed this new style of commentary and my kind of philosophical sort of episode here today. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a comment if you liked it. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode.